Hello everyone! I just got back from the gym and I thought what better time to make my daily video than now. This next game is a suggestion from a subscriber and Mr. Chiefan24 said you can do that game between Grandmaster Jan Gustafsson and Magnus Carlsen, and he said the funny thing is that Magnus Carlsen was playing on his friend's account. And obviously I had no idea what he was talking about, but I thought if this is true then this is some devious prank indeed. But I just googled Carlsen versus Gustafsson friends account, and immediately almighty Google delivers on the first result. It's actually the account from Carlsen's friend, Norwegian Grandmaster Johan Salomon. And I know the guy, I follow him on Twitter. We played a couple of games on Lead Chess. So I will put a link to his Twitter account in the description below if you like daily chess content, which you probably do since you're here. You can also check out his content. He posts a lot of chess related stuff and a ton of puzzles. I mean, a lot of puzzles. So if you enjoy puzzles and chess in general, feel free to follow him. So back to the game. It was played on during one of Jan Gustafsson's Banter Blitz sessions on Chess24, where Jan accepts challenges from Chess24 premium users. And a new challenger emerged, and it was Grandmaster Johan Salomon, or so it said. And Jan said that he already lost one game to Johan Salomon. I don't know when that first game was played. So this seems like a good opportunity for him to get his revenge. And the game started, but little did Gustafsson know that it was actually Magnus Carlsen playing again against him on that account. So knight to f3 by Gustafsson and f5. And already Jan says here that although Salomon crushed him in the previous game, now he wants to humiliate him by playing the Dutch. g3, knight to f6, bishop to g2, e6, Jan castles, Carlsen bishop e7, c4, we have castles and knight to c3, d6 and d4, and now we have it. The Dutch defends the fianchetto classical variation. a5, b3 now, queen to e8, and here Gustafsson said that this is still standard theory, that he never really studied this because he just doesn't like it for black, but he probably should. Bishop to a3, we have knight to a6, now Carlsen is preparing to jump to b4, rook to c1, knight to b4 now, and the queen to d2. We have knight to e4, attacking the queen, knight captures, f captures on e4, kicking the knight from f3, knight e1, and now queen to g6, defending the e4 pawn. Knight to c2, and we have bishop to g5, now attacking the queen and the rook. So e3 was played by Jan. Knight e3 is also an option, but e3 isn't any worse. So e3, knight to d3 now. Carlsen immediately seizes the opportunity to jump on d3. Rook c to d1 as the rook was attacked, and e5 now. And e5 isn't actually the best move here. Probably something like b6 or bishop to d7 followed by c6, and it's an okay game for white and black, but e5 is actually not the best move. And here Jan took like 1 minute, and it's a blitz game, 5 minutes each, no increment. You can't really afford to spend too much time. And here Jan captured, bishop captures on e4 with ideas of queen captures and then capturing the knight with the queen. But what he actually had, and he was thinking of playing this move, was d captures on e5. But to actually calculate a variation like this in a blitz game is, I don't know, it seems impossible. Yeah, you have to play d captures on e5, and then after bishop to g4, attacking the rook, you have to find this bishop captures on e4. And after queen captures on e4, now queen captures on d3. Now black can't grab the rook since the queen is attacked on e4. Queen captures, rook captures, and now after bishop to e2, yes, your rooks do get pinned, and maybe Gustafsson was calculating it and he reached this position and he thought, nah, okay, this doesn't work. But actually after rook to d5, sure, you do lose the exchange. Bishop captures on f1, king captures on f1, rook to f5, now h4 kicking the bishop, bishop e7 and f4. You actually have so much compensation for the exchange. You're up 2 pawns. this is actually a much better position for white. e4 is coming, you're ready to push the pawns, the king can support, the knight can jump into the game with some nice squares for it later. Black can never capture, the bishop on e7 would be hanging, so a lot compensation for the exchange. But okay, it's a blitz game. After e5, bishop captures on e4, queen captures on e4, and queen captures on d3. Now queen to f3 by Carlsen, d captures on e5, bishop to f5 now attacking the queen, and another critical moment in the game. Here Jan played e4, but instead there was again a much better move, knight to d4, now attacking the queen and the bishop. And after bishop captures and knight captures, yes, you do give up the rook. Bishop captures on f1, but after knight captures on g5, now your bishop is attacked on f1. Bishop e2, rook to d2, kicking the bishop back, bishop h5. Now e captures on d6, c captures on d6, and knight to e4. Again, winning this pawn, and after something like bishop to f3, you capture. And again, you have 3 pawns for the exchange. So 3 pawns for the exchange is quite a lot. That's probably winning for white. But okay, again, it's a blitz game. After bishop f5, Gustafsson played e4, and here it's all Magnus now. Queen captures on d3, rook captures on d3, now bishop captures on e4, attacking the rook and the knight. Rook to c3, now comes the bishop to d2, again attacking the rook. The rook doesn't really have anywhere to go. Okay, rook to e3 was played. Bishop captures on c2, grabbing the piece, but Jan thought he would get the piece back with rook to e2. But now, when he saw bishop to b4, he said, he was like, wow, this, what is this sorcery? He then saw that after bishop captures on b4, bishop to d3 pins the rook, and he's losing one of the rooks, and in this position he decided to resign the game. And he said, I don't know what what you're doing over there, Mr. Salomon, but it's like you're something like it's like you're the greatest genius in the world. And it was very hard for Jan to play this game. He came almost down to 1 minute, you know, not even knowing he was playing against Magnus Carlsen, the world champion. But yeah, I will put a link in the description below where you can watch the original video, and you can really, you know, it's really something else when you see Jan's expression when he plays this game. But like I said, after bishop captures, bishop to d3 was played. In this position he resigned. You don't really have anything here. After you play something like rook e1, bishop captures. If you capture the bishop, Carlsen captures the bishop on b4. If you just move at bishop f3, you're down a piece, and I mean you're down a rook, and no point in continuing this game. So yeah, a wonderful game, and quite a devious prank on Jan Gustafsson. Maybe it's due to the fact, I don't know, that I remember after round 1 of Magnus Carlsen versus Sergei Karyakin last year in December, Jan Gustafsson had that very nice roasting video towards Magnus Carlsen, and you know, I mean, I'm sure Carlsen wasn't offended, but maybe it had something to do with this, who knows. So yeah, that's the game. I do hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank John Chin, Anonymous Person, and Timothy R. Butterer for a contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. And I would like to thank everyone for your contribution via Bitcoin and Litecoin, since I don't get a notification who sent it. I don't have proper means of thanking you, but thank you all. I also really appreciate it. You know, it's just the same. So yeah, as usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon.